why your brain hits the brakes, the hidden science behind why change feels so hard, and how to shift gears. So we've talked about some sabotage. We've talked about um, neuroplasticity. We've talked about some different things going on with the brain. And here's the question, and I'm asking myself as well as I'm asking many of you. There are many of you that have conquered this, and you've probably conquered it by using some of the techniques I'm going to share with you today. But here's the question. Why do I know what to do, but I still not do it? Maybe that doesn't maybe you don't relate to that. Maybe you're like perfect, perfect, perfect on point. And I know some of you are, and hats off. I highly applaud it. And we use you as examples. But how many of you gone to the grocery store with a healthy list and at the checkout, there are cookies in the cart and you don't have a toddler with you that you can blame? Or how many of you are motivated to start, the things, to start a 3-day thing, a 75-day thing, a 90-day thing, and by day 2 or day 3, you're like, all right, I can't do it. So good intentions sometimes get throttled by old habits. And we tell each other, and society often tells us that we're lazy. The answer might not be laziness, it's neuroscience. So, what do I mean by that? I want to share a couple of things with you today that really helped me to begin to turn my life around. So, I'm not 100%, but I'm getting there. So, here's the thing. Your brain is not broken. It's trying to protect you. What do we mean by that? Well, there's this book by by James Clear called Atomic Habits. And we're going to take some gems from his book today and really hopefully put them into practice on how our habits can help us follow through on great decisions. So here are the secrets. Secret number 1, why familiar feels safe. And that is a key word for secret number 1, safety. Secret number 2, why small wins matter. And the key word for secret number 2 is prediction or predictability. Number 3, why rewards shape identity, or why reward shapes identity. And identity is the key word for secret number 3. And then the bonus secret is how nutrition supports that change. So before we jump all the way in, I just want to introduce myself. I'm Dr. Lisa Singletary. I'm a retired board-certified family physician and now a holistic health and wellness educator, certified holistic health coach. Some people don't know what that CWHC means, and MPH is I have a master's degree in public health. So I consider communities, because my patients, populations, I just want to get this information out to improve the health of the world. So some people refer to me as your trusted health navigator because I've lost over 150 pounds. I'm also known as the 100-pound weight loss specialist. And my journey has led me to create the framework, the 5 M's of total transformation, and the 5 steps to nutritional completeness. And today we're talking about mindset. So that's why I have this nice royal blue shirt on. And my motto, science made simple, wellness made doable. So we want you to understand your body, to simplify the science and then create wins for you, practical wellness wins. And just to give you a peek of my um, transition, my transformation, March 25th was about the peak of my weight. I didn't have a scale that actually measured me at the time, but the estimate was up there. And I started a just one nutritional product. And within 8 months, I was down 85 pounds and out of a wheelchair. I'm still on the journey, but the nutrition completely turned my life around. Now, when I was in my physical state of March 2015, I needed a miracle. And in health and wellness, we don't talk about miracles. And I'm not promising you a miracle today, but this is actually my disclaimer slide. So I am a physician, but I am not uh, your second opinion. Your insurance is not going to pay for me. Um, I'm giving you my knowledge, my expertise, my personal experience, and hopefully empowering you to make a transformation in your life and in your health. Okay, so secret number one, why does your brain put on the brakes? Well, it's really what do brakes do? They protect you, right? When something is coming at you too fast or you're heading for something too fast, you put on the brakes so that you don't have a problem. Well, that's what your brain is trying to do. Uh, it's 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 when you bring about a change, it's really saying, "Oh no, there's something unknown. There's something that might be uncomfortable. Let's put the brakes on." So your brain mistakes what is familiar for what is safe. And something that's unfamiliar, that is going to cost you energy. It's going to cost you decisions. It's going to cost you habits. It's going to cost you maybe time, maybe money, maybe relationships. But the changes that you might know that you have to make, sometimes it's, well, we call it self sabotage. And so what is happening? Your brain is counting the cost, and you have costs. I named some earlier. The cost can be time, money, but maybe the number one cost is energy. And when you just think of the energy you have to expend to get up and go to the gym, or even to take a walk, or, pack a healthy lunch, or, uh, so many things we know we want to do to benefit ourselves in our health journey, and we just don't do them because we feel like we don't have the energy. Well, maybe it's our brain telling us you don't have the energy. So, what is the word for that? You all know the word comfort zone. So, let's think about what are your comfort zone habits? What habits do you have that are keeping you in your comfort zone and that no longer serve your health? And you might think of being on autopilot when these habits come into play. Um, for instance, and I have several instances of this. When you drive home from from a place, whether it's a familiar place or even sometimes an unfamiliar place, and you get home and you're like, wait a minute, how did I get here? Right? You don't remember all of the turns and you were on autopilot. Um, when you drive, this is me, right? You drive into a I'm gonna call the place a Wendy's, And it was specifically because they had a grilled chicken Caesar salad, and it was instead of croutons, they had crispy cheese, like cheese crisps. And I was really trying to cut down on my carbs. I still am, but that my plan was to go get that low carb salad, um, get an unsweetened iced tea, and feel really good about that meal. And know that I was going to have energy, I was going to have protein, I was going to have everything that I needed, and I was going to enjoy it because I really enjoyed that particular salad, and I liked their iced tea. And I pulled up to the ordering window, and that was the order on my mind. I pulled up to the window to pay, and she's like, "Oh, you got a number one with a Sprite, right?" I'm like, "What?" Just in that little bit of time between thinking the good thought and then the habit of what I would order coming out of my mouth, uh, the habit, my brain, my habit took over. So, um, our brains, I mean, our habits are so important. So, what we learned from Atomic Habits is that there's a cycle of cues that trigger us to do certain things in a routine, and then we get a certain reward. And when we can change this up, especially if we can start rewarding good behavior and with rewards that you know don't cause us problems another way, then we have a chance of building new habits. Okay, secret number two: your brain predicts the future. What does that mean? Your brain is a prediction machine. And you think about um, that movie Battleship, where, and the game too, but in the movie, they predicted where the alien was going to be based on different um, events of the past, whether it was the buoys moving or, but there are events that feed into our brain's algorithm and helps us predict what's going to happen. Well, that can work for us, but that can work against us because we might say, you know what? I know this is a 7 day I know I could do 7 days, but I'll probably quit by, day three, or this never works. I'll always cave. Now, some of this we can help to mitigate by changing our language, right? And actually infuse some positivity or some positive predictions into the language, like um, and making plans to not quit. So if we analyze, why did I quit in the past? What was it? And then really making a plan so that we're in a better place to follow through this time. And also, we always talk about your why. Sometimes we don't really understand why we want to do something, and maybe we um, catch the flavor of the month, the health program of the month, and we get that Nordic track. I used to love that thing. Or we get the gym membership, or we start 75 hard, or we start the diet, and then uh, we're already having, um, instead of already having the negative thoughts and starting with, almost wondering, okay, when am I gonna make the wrong decision, or when am I gonna do the wrong thing? But having a plan in place to help you, okay, I know I go crazy if I get protein, if my energy dips in the afternoon, I need to have a healthy protein snack, or just making some plans like that. All right, so we can help our brains to predict better things. And how can we do that? Well, we know that if we make too big of a change, the first secret is going to kick in and the brain's going to go, no, 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 that's dangerous. You have to put on the brakes. But if we make small wins, small changes, and then we reward ourselves for these for being successful with these small changes, these small wins, then our algorithm changes and our brain says, okay, this isn't so bad. We can do this. I'm on board with this. And so your brain expands your comfort zone. And this is one of the main secrets that um, will help to not only choose the small wins so your brain isn't threatened, but reward yourself when you do a good behavior because that gets your emotions involved. And when your emotions are involved, then we can trigger secret number 3, which is your identity. So if you take consistent action and you get proof that it works, that's your evidence, then your brain believes, yeah, okay, this is possible. And you actually become the kind of person who does it. And so it becomes not something you think about, not something that's thought provoking or energy draining. It's just who you are. So it's almost like sneaking up on your brain with these good actions and these good wins. So the key is going to be one of the keys is choosing actions that are actually going to give you a win that your brain realizes, okay, this is a win. I feel better. And then the reward, making it, and the reward could be sharing it on a group chat of, in a community of like-minded people, such as the Elevate community, or or in other groups, like I said, like-minded people. All right. So what we're doing is we are rewiring the brain. So if we're paying attention to what's going on, we get our emotions involved, including that reward system, and then we're consistent with repetition. That rewires our brain. So tiny, repeated actions strengthen the pathway. That just reminded me. And I love studying the pathways in the brain. When I was in medical school, my nickname was Synaptic Template. I know it's nerdy, but I was fascinated with how information and how memories are coded into the synapses of the brain and how they fire. So that, maybe I'll cut that part out. All right. So, but secret number 4, this is the bonus secret. The gut brain connection. It is amazing how a healthy gut affects a healthy or helps to bring about a healthy brain and vice versa. A damaged gut, whether it's a gut lining or an imbalance in your gut microbiome, can cause an imbalance in your brain function, in your emotions, in your sleep cycle. It's just, like I said, it is amazing the extent to which changes in your gut affect your brain. So, a healthy gut, healthier brain. Omega 3s, so important. Colorful plant foods, all of those support your brain and it supports your adaptability, or another word, neuroplasticity. But when we're talking about adaptability right now, we're talking about adapting to new healthy habits. So we want to we want to support the gut and nourish the brain to support change. And how do we do that? The 90 essential nutrients are essential. What does essential mean? It means you need them, and it means your body cannot make them. So, how many essential nutrients are there? 90. 60 essential minerals, 16 essential vitamins, 12 essential amino acids, and 2 to 3 essential fatty acids. These, every vertebrate needs them every day, and they are the building blocks, but they're also the mortar. It's not just the bricks, but it's the mortar. It's the mixing the things that mix the bricks, that mix the mortar, that helps the bricks stay in place. It's the nails that hold the ladder, the rungs in the ladder of your DNA together. All of these essential nutrients are needed by the body, and your body cannot make them. Your body has to take them in either by food, good luck getting all essentials in enough quantity in your food, or by high quality supplementation. Ding, 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 ding. All right, so one tiny action for the next 7 days. Pick one. You could pick, okay, whatever meal you have in front of you, without even changing the what's in the meal, you can change the order that you eat your meal. So if the first bite of your meal is protein, that helps to get the right enzymes going in your digestive system so that you're starting to burn off, your metabolism is revved up to process that energy the right way. Taking a 5-minute walk after a meal helps you, again, it helps your metabolism to gently rev up and burn off uh, and redirect all of the energies and all of the calories that you just consumed. Staying hydrated, not just before lunch, although I like to get most of my hydration in by, I do like 64 ounces by 1 o'clock. And then I do another 64 ounces by 5 o'clock. So I've gotten a gallon of water or hydration in at least every day by 5 o'clock. But when I say hydrate, I mean functional hydration. I personally don't drink just water, but I take those 90 essential nutrients and put them into my water so my hydration is working for me double or even triple time. So, what's one takeaway that you're going to implement this week? What's one small habit that you're going to um, implement, bump up, just not not uh, threaten your brain with a huge change, but a small, consistent habit that you can add to your regimen? And then what reward will you give yourself when you stick with it all week? Okay, so I usually link to the articles. Well, this um, James Clear provides a summary of his book. Now, I do encourage you to buy the whole book, Atomic Habits, but you can download the summary of the book for just by scanning this QR code. And it, like I said, it gave me so much information and so many helpful tips. And I extracted some of the highlights of it but I can't do it better than James Clear. So please download his book and get your transformation on. So thank you for joining me today live on Total Transformation Secrets. And those of you who are here on the replay on YouTube, maybe you want to join us live. We do have a lot of fun. So if you scan the QR code, you'll be able to register for the live Saturday morning webinar. We meet Saturdays 11 a.m. Eastern, and I would love to see you here. And those of you who are live, you know the party continues because at 9 o'clock tonight will be the first time this replay will be up on YouTube. And I'll be live in the comments that first hour, that first showing, they call her premiere on YouTube. And I would love to see you there. And maybe you can tell me in the live chat, what's your plan, or what have you decided today, or if you have any more questions from our time today. So I'm Dr. Lisa, and we're shedding light on the secrets